So we're into that final game. Earl Anthony of Tacoma, Washington. Anthony opened up with a strike. Now McGrath putting that right foot almost 90 degrees. Good break for Mike McGrath here in the final game. There's Earl Anthony, who is the tournament leader. He's 34 years old, from Tacoma. One of the few you see with a crew cut.
And he looks good in it, Chris. Mike McGrath, very deliberate player. You notice how he sets himself.
That young man has doubled. Billy, why don't you run down the top 24 finishers in the United States Open Championship conducted here this week at the Garden?
Oh, I think our production crew can do that. There you're going to see the role, the player, the position, and the money.
2 frames, 4 strikes. Level, even. Don't forget our triple header tomorrow. NBA basketball, the Knicks and the Celtics from the Boston Garden. Bill Russell and I'll be there. Then American Sportsman with Kurt Gowdy. And then the one and only, what's his name? Oh, Howard Cosell with his Sport magazine. Earl Anthony has a turkey 3 in a row in this final game. Beat Dick Weber in the first game, and this young man came back to beat Ritker and Dave Davis, and now going against the leader. Oh, the 10 pin on the right lane for Mike McGrath. Lane for the 10 pin. Mike McGrath, ever popular in the New York metropolitan area.
Not only popular, Chris, as a competitor, he's had some highs and lows. I remember the Cougar Open, where he went undefeated in match game play and had it seemingly wrapped up and lost it with a very poor game. Ralph Engen, I think it was 160-something to 130 or 40. Now he's won the PBA National Championship twice in this era. Now he can win the National Open. So he must like it here.
Mike McGrath trailing Earl Anthony by 11 pins. More action in a minute.
This is a dynamometer used here at STP Corp.
There. Now the left-hander's doing the same thing. This is almost on the lip or on the edge. 1, 2, 3 board going straight down. Both McGrath and Earl Anthony. They're a little more direct at this point than Davis was.
Now going for his 4th in a row. Earl Anthony, who won the 1971 Cougar Open right here when the finals were held in the Felt Forum, which is just another area of very beautiful and large Madison Square Garden. Imagine the amount of work and the number of people to keep this complex going. Robert Harder, Vice President of Operations at the Garden. He deserves a lot of credit along with his entire crew, operating all the facilities here. New York's 8th Avenue.
In slow motion, we'll see the roll of the ball. You see it tumbling forward. Now we'll see the hit. He doesn't have quite the finish. There's a lack of lift there, so he doesn't get the mix or come in as solid as he has been on some of his other strikes.
All right, marks with a spare. Earl Anthony here at Madison Square Garden in New York. This is the final game. We'll be crowning a champion soon, as Anthony leads by 19 pins on Mike McGrath. McGrath with a strike up. Billy, I have a question I want you to answer at the first opportunity.
Okay.
Ooh, coming up high, but getting away with only the 4-7 standing. What do you mean when you talk left?
Well, for the player, left, right, lift, you know, and terms in bowling can become so confusing.
Right.
So many people ask me what I mean by lift. And not only me, all the bowling books. And they get the mistaken identity when we say lift the ball, that you're supposed to pick it up. Keep your fingers straight and sort of pick it up. You do not. You swing it. You keep your fingers firm. The thumb comes out. And it's when the ball pulls itself off of the firm fingers that you project it into a revolutionary-like manner. And that's where the term lift comes from. Don't try to pick it up.
Sorry, I mispronounced it. Beautiful strike by Mike McGrath. Plenty of lift there. A strike coming in the 6th frame. Now Earl Anthony. He has a spare up. He'll be shooting in the 6th with a 19-pin lead.
Earl's had a lot of trouble with his knee. A few weeks ago we talked to him about it, and he didn't even think he was going to make it here. It was interesting to hear what he had to say.
Last night in the final 8-game block, I lost my first 5 games. I was having trouble with my knee, which has been bothering me lately. I can't get down and make a good shot. I can't get through the ball really well. So I had to make a change, and what I did was I moved to the right to allow for this, what you might call a pull. And my last 3 games, I shot .770, and I'm a leader. And I'm very thankful that things worked out as well as they did.
He's in the finals, the tournament leader, striking again on the left lane.
Now, Chris, he talked about a pull. There was a super pull, far enough, and he got away with it. If you're going to do it, go over there and get a strike. Don't get in half pull and you get a split.
Next week, the Ebonite Open at Imperial Lanes in Toledo, 2 weeks from today. The Andy Granatelli STP Open, Bird Bowl, Miami, Florida. And then from the Riviera Lanes, our final one in this 12th year, $125,000 Firestone Tournament of Champions in Akron.